Going on, brother?
Buddy, my guy.
Everybody know who I got here again.
Back at it, Brooklyn, baby.
Q Butter. All right. Where we at? We at XYAYX.
XYAYX Institute, man. We're not in the studio. We in the institute.
Oh, see, we in the school this time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know, I think I filmed here once and you know, showed a little something. But let them know what you got going on now. What's XYAYX Institute about? What's the school about to you?
Well, we're not a school.
Okay.
We are education service provider. We're a nonprofit organization, fully chartered. We're located in Brownsville. We provide educational services to black children. Most of our students are homeschooled. They once they get unenrolled from the school system, we take them out of there and we bring them straight to our institute. We work with the parents. You know, we ask $500 a month, but we work with whatever your budget is.
Right.
So whatever your budget is, we work with you. So we don't turn nobody down. So whatever you can afford is what we accept. And we work with you and beautiful black baby. Right now we're about to hit 100 students between Brooklyn and online. In year 2, we're at 100 students. Our pre-college group is filled up. Yeah, it's really.
That's what I was gonna bring up. I think last time we had filmed, I didn't see any older like high school kids. You're doing like high school ages now too?
Yeah, we definitely go all the way to high school.
Oh, so where you starting from like 1st to 12th? Wait, ooh.
Kindergarten. Yep.
Okay. What? Kindergarten is up. Oh,
yep.
That's
kindergarten,
amazing.
almost pre-K, but yeah, we take them as early as possible.
Right, that's amazing. So how you see, you know, you gave them the price. You're like it's only like $5 a month, but you still try to work with them based off of their budget.
Whatever their budget is, we work with you.
So how can they contact you? What can they say? If they just hit you up, be like, yo, I want to bring my son. Let them know.
Well, you go to our website, the XYAYXinstitute.org. Sign up on there, the XYAYX Institute.org. Sign up on there. Let us know what your situation is, what your goals are with your child, and we'll get in touch with you. I have 70 people. Yeah, we're at 94 kids or something like that right now.
God.
I have 70 parents waiting for calls right now.
What? You about to be like what? 90%? 160 students?
And most families sign up with 2 to 3 kids.
Wow. Well, so it's more than oh man, you're gonna be like in the 200s.
Next year we foresee being in the 200s. That's guaranteed to be in the 200s.
Well, you know. This is like more personal. How does that make you feel though, being like that? Like, you know, being a person for the people, and you know, having this big burden. It's kind of, I don't want to call it a burden, but like, you know, you got a lot on your hands, man. Like doing this, man.
Oh nah, we got you. I mean, I had a studio for 12 years, 10 years, and my studio's still running. And the reality is, I make a lot of money off the studio, you know, and that's off the streets. Right. And so, just looking at it from that perspective, you got to put back. So I want people to see, like, look, I made money off the studio and the streets, and I reinvested in the community. So that should be something that every corporation and any business in your community that makes money off of you should do. So if you can see me do that with my little studio, imagine if we started making these corner stores do that.
And this is the thing too. We were saying like off camera how someone, like, you know, you try to come at people for like promo or interviews and they actually try to charge you. You're someone that's doing something for the community. You even said you have a price, but you even do it for people. How did that make you feel when it's like people try to charge you to get your good, you're doing something good and they're trying to tax you to get the word out for doing something good? Like, how did that make you feel? Especially if you feel like you had a relationship with them before coming for that type of promo and stuff.
Honestly, it be messing with me, you know what I'm saying? It be like with my young boys, when they get mad at the dudes you interview be in my studio, and they be like, look, man, they be ready to slap a cameraman up. And I be telling people, the conscious community, like, I be ready to slap the shit out of one of y'all dudes, man. But just keep working. Like, at the end of the day, like, I'm in year 2, we have 100 students, you know. My studio's still lit, you know what I mean? My studio's booked all night long. We still recording. You know, we can name Pop Out Boys just got signed. You know what I mean?
I interviewed them here.
They just got signed. We recorded every song out of them.
Big Drip was made
Big Drip, we recorded that. You know, I recorded that. I mixed on that. So
when he said Q in the spot, was he talking about this Q? Was talking about Q Butter?
Yep.
Okay.
And the footage is online. Shout out my man Comatose. I'm not one of those dudes that try to like attach myself to somebody's like situation.
Yeah, of course. In the conscious community, it's a lot of frauds. Do you agree?
Well, that's a fact.
Okay, all right. It's a lot of fraud, and like.
What up, King?
You want? See how the kids pop in? It's crazy. It's crazy. Look at that. That's love, man. You know, that's one of his own students popping. That's love. The children love him. You know what I mean? I was telling them though, like, you're one of the only ones that I don't feel is a fraud. Like, and it's like 100. I know this is a. I don't know everybody in the conscious community, but out of everybody I met, you're the most genuine and realist. And like you don't separate yourself from the streets. You know what I mean? You don't separate yourself from the conscious community, and you know what I'm saying? You get a lot of props from me for that. But with that being said, with saying people was frauds and all that, have you ever like dealt with any of them and may have got frauded or something like that in the conscious?
I don't know.
Okay. Because you know a lot of people I see on YouTube who say, "Oh, this one frauded me, that one frauded me."
I got frauded in the streets.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like trying to catch a DMV lick. You know what I mean? I got called with some insurance in the street, like trying to get somebody to give me some cheap insurance.
Right.
That street stuff, man. Like, and I remember one time I paid somebody to help me get try to get around DMV, and I said, "The young boy, pay your tickets. There's no getting around DMV. Don't pay none of these scammers to pay your DMV. Cause they're gonna come back 8 months later, suspend you, and then they're gonna hit you with this. I forgot the name of the fee they got. They don't call you a scammer. They just give you this fee to let you know that your payment was no good, and now you gotta hold this extra $1 for 25. So don't, you know what I'm saying? It's a waste of time. Then you more than likely gonna find out when you get pulled over, like I did.
Right. What's some of the examples of people getting frauded in the conscious community?
I think one, a lot of people in the community, the conscious community is worldwide now.
Of course.
And for when we were growing up, you know, the New Yorkers, the Detroiters, you know, the Philly dudes from Philly, that was pretty much Chicago, that was the conscious community. New York, Detroit, Chicago, Philly.
Yeah. DC a little.
DC a little. And even in those places, it's not to say, and I'm not putting New York at a level of it, it's just the culture of New York.
Yeah, we was the Mecca.
You know, we have rosters, you have whole roster communities, you have whole Buddhist black communities, you got freaking dudes that was running around doing samurai swords, you got dudes doing black Jews, not even Israelites, black Jewish community, you got all of these people that's floating around.
God bodies all over.
God bodies, you know what I mean? You had a lot of different groups walking around Brooklyn and in New York. And so to me that really is what allows the community to cultivate. Now the internet introduced a larger platform of people to the information, but not to the community. And then the hashtags made people feel like because you know about this, you're part of the community.
Right.
And then there's a like I call it they're like silent Christians, like they're very forgiving. So one, you want to believe that these people that you've met now in the community are real people and they're doing what they're supposed to do. And then if they don't do what they're supposed to do, you're ready to forgive them. And then the conscious community don't mess with no police.
Right.
At all.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
that's how it was.
Yeah, so you don't mess with the police. So the scamming dudes realize their circle. These people are innocent and naive. And then even if they get beat in the head, they're gonna rather forgive you than blame you. And even if they do blame you, they're not going to the police. So you can run around this circle and it doesn't matter what you selling. I'm selling dashikis this week. I'm selling ghost water. Hit me up online. I do an interview with you. This magic water, I'm guaranteed to clear your chakras up. If you're trying to clean up your body, cleanse up your body, get out all of them natural, them nasty minerals that the white man put inside your melanin. If you trying, then you start talking. If your melanin isn't clean, brother, you need a certain type of water. And if you don't have that water, how are you gonna clean yourself, beloved?
You feeling all crazy on this? Like,
you're like, oh goodness, oh good, he got me. Oh, I'm good, he got me. You talking to me? He talking to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, let me go. He hit you with the pastor talk. You know what I mean? You got a nice dashiki on or a suit.
Right.
Next thing you like this, like, look, it's only $40.
Yeah.
I got people that told me, Q, it's only $50. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow. Like, I could buy 5 different electrical engineering sets for my kids for $50. I can get a whole soldering gun for $50. I can buy somebody, I can get 2 Ocean cards then if you know, you know what I'm saying? I can do some stuff with $50.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I can get 50 apple juices in the hood. I can feed a lot of people with Dollar Tree with $50.
Huh? Five Below. Yeah.
Five Below. We can go bananas with them 2 engineering kids I just bought from Five Below. You know, we can get 10 in it. Like, you know, we can do a lot of. So I look at, as a businessman, I look at all resources effectively as I'm supposed to. And the empirical data is empirical data. That's what you live by. And so if you have the information, you move accordingly. That's not the vibe in the conscious community. The conscious community is based off the vibe. And the vibe is, depends on where you at. You know, I done been in communities because I got my front, so my hat to the back. I'm not conscious enough.
Right.
You know, I don't wear a dashiki, I don't got some flip-flops on, I don't smell like coconut oils enough. And it's like, yo, my man, you wild.
I go through that a lot myself because
that's corny.
I get judged just for my appearance.
That's
corny. Not even realizing like what's inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me?
I use it as a defense mechanism now because I know the coons ain't gonna pay attention to me. I know the conscious community ain't paying attention to me, and white folks don't pay attention to me. So I love it.
Yeah.
By the time they start waking up, we'll be at 1,000 students. right. I got nothing to say. Unstoppable. I'm like, I got nothing to say. I got nothing to say. I'm like, only interview I do is with Melz TV. You couldn't pay me to go on Fox News. Right. And if you did, you better know Q like smiling. Why you smiling so much? Or I might do the Mr. T. I'm only here because you paid me.
Word. That check cleared.
That check cleared. The only reason I'm here. It's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, yo, I used to love that back in the day.
You know what I mean? It's one or the other. It's either you getting one of those two if you bring me on it. Melz, this is the vibe. This is family. My kids right over there.
Yeah,
wife right there.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But the other side of that, nah, we ain't dealing with that. We're gonna focus on us.
So a lot of people, maybe doing the light scamming, but you're conscious and you're doing real stuff. You know what I'm saying? Do you think you get enough support, or do you think those that's loud and kind of like a preacher get more support than someone like you who's humble, laid back, and you know what I mean? What do you think? Like,
that for me personally, I gotta be humble. Sometimes I let my ego get ahead of it.
Right.
But it's business. Right. So it's just like my studio. I mean, when I first started my studio, there was people that was jumping up buying. Just imagine how many people you met with that went from rapper to videographer or rapper to studio engineer.
Right.
And I laugh. I'm like, bro, no, I'm an engineer. Mm-hmm. Like I know the speed. Like certain things I memorized because I love engineering. I love physics.
Yeah.
And then I love business.
Right.
You're not gonna compete with me.
Right,
you know what I mean? So like,
right.
I done seen a lot of them come and go. I done seen so many studios open and close. I done see so many people spend their grandmother's death money, insurance money, scam money, lawsuit money on studio. I'm like, don't do it. I'll give you free studio time. Just spend that money on marketing.
Right.
And they don't do it.
Right.
You good, King? Come here.
Oh, that's little man?
That's my first son right there.
Oh man. Oh, look at that.
All right, get back in class.
Oh, wrong break.
Alright, well, tell him to be quiet.
So so not to change the subject, but did the homeschool teaching start with the kids? You wanted to teach your kids first, then you branched out to like maybe everybody now you want to teach?
Yeah.
It started
as a community, and then I started hearing people talking about doing stuff, and I'm not one to, people say not the one to talk, but it is what it is, you know what I mean?
So, alright. I noticed when I'm following all your pages on Instagram or whatever, I noticed you just don't teach regular school curriculum. You also teach like hands-on stuff, say like electric. Let the people know like what else.
Oh no, our program is. I'm gonna go because I know the young boys that watch this, and I know y'all may not like this, so we're gonna try to spice it up.
Okay.
But, first off, we teaching STEM. They beating y'all in the head with the STEM. They not teaching y'all STEM. So our STEM program: science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Black children are designed by that genetically. We created STEM. We introduced Africans and indigenous people and introduced engineering to the world, mathematics, the language of mathematics, science, and all of its aspects. We introduced to the world. So we're predisposed for that naturally. Secondly, our energy level and our attention levels have to be, consistently inspired. And when you have a classroom where you have some white person teaching you something, or you're in a black school with black school with a fake black person that's there fronting like they pro-black, but they're really white. Come on, this white stuff to you, and they're not even promoting. They don't even know what STEM means. They don't even know what it really is about. And so these kids in there, being my program, you got to get drilled. Meaning that y'all say the drill stuff, drilling. We drilling in here. Gotta be smart. It's not about the degree, it's about being smart and being qualified. And I told the kids I'm paying for your gun license. Kentucky gun license is $60, and you don't even need it. But I said I'm paying for your car license. So you get car license, gun license, CDL license, we can get that. OSHA license, food and drug, what's the food handler license. Right. Whatever one we can throw there. We're bringing nail technician here. Next semester I'm gonna have a nail tech. That's my goal, to have a nail tech. So none of the girls ever gotta pay to get their nails done. Wow. You all know how to do it.
Wow.
You see what I mean? Like all of them. We all crocheting. all the kids will learn how to crochet. Then all the kids, pre-college, you teenagers are a little difficult. But they all get STEM with me. So, so they all be soldering, we're making radios. Joshua come in, making remote control cars, dissecting, tons of stuff. My boy Joshua, what's good, EK? And so, now to the teenagers though, and this is something that they're not telling. I don't know if I want to say that on there. But in New York, I say it. Right. In New York City, they're beating the high school boys in the head. So they don't tell them that when you take 4 regents, 4 different subjects, you're finished with school in New York.
So once you pass or take
4 regents, you can leave school.
You cannot go to college.
You have to wait till you're 17 and a half though.
Okay.
You gotta be 17 and a half, and once you're at 17 and a half, they'll hand you an equivalency test. Now this isn't for everybody. Right? However, let's say this is for someone that wants to play basketball for real. You're getting a lot of trouble. Your eligibility and your ability to get, if you're in New York, chances are you're not going that far in the league. Your college, your route to college is difficult in New York because there's so many kids. We're not acclimated to traveling. Our parents don't have that college mindset. Not like somebody who's in Kentucky or in Virginia. That's like the natural step. And so we got to use that for our advantage. And so get your camera. If you're a high schooler and you're not on the team, I'll help you get filmed. And we're developing our own team, AAU team for next year. So we will have the XYAYX AAU team. 4 of them play, 6 of them. We have almost, like I said, we have a lot of teenagers now. But next year we will definitely have about, you're going to have a strong team. We'll have that. And so we have self-defense, boxing, running, sports, all that different stuff. But we're not doing PAL. And we don't want to be playing against the Christian schools. So we're probably going to create our own league or just join private leagues. But again, if you pass 4 regents, you can leave high school legally as a homeschool student and you're done with school. And when you turn 70 and a half, they'll hand you a diploma. It's not a regular diploma. It is a task test, which is equivalent to the GED, but a task test, they don't use the GED anymore in New York. They use the task test. You can take that, walk straight into college. Now, why is this good? So let's say you're 16 years old, which 3 of my students are. They already finished. I have one student who passed every regent. Extremely smart. For those schools, he got here, he's like, I'm learning everything brand new. I can learn none of this. That's a testimony, not going to that one. But we're bringing the goal next year to have an expensive college prep. But you can do this on your own. You ain't got to come here. You'd be 16. Mommy, I keep getting in trouble in school. I already passed 4 regents. I'm going to pause on school. Can you homeschool me? And I want to do college. You can go to college 2 days a week, do college now, develop and get your college credits. And in 2 years, you already have an associate's degree.
So by the time you're 19, you have associate.
You already be halfway towards your bachelor's degree. And if you really go hard, you can already have your complete both. And the reality is, your black ass watching Melz TV more than likely lives in Bed-Stuy, Brownsville, East New York, Bushwick, you know what I mean, Red Hook, Coney Island, Harlem, 145th, and not the whole Harlem, because West Side may not be watching this, or Upper West Side, all them other spots. So you know what hoods you watching this. You know what garrisons we talking about. All of Atlanta ain't watching this. This Bankhead, this the east side of east side of Detroit. This is the south side of Chicago. You know what I mean? This south side of Philly. Where we at? You know what I mean? And so you were over there in Newark, Jersey, watching this, waiting for the gang stuff. Your little 17-year-old ass need to think about life. And the reality is, which one of those dudes next to you is going to be in a place where they can take care of themselves in 3 years? Because you are competing with a little white kid and an Asian kid and an Indian kid. This bitch, a white kid, put a white kid here, Asian kid, Indian kid. And they're all looking at you as if you don't exist. They're all trying to take him out. We're not even on the playing field unless we're talking about basketball and sports.
I'm saying that because it's so true, because we're not even, for the most part, of course, some of us are, but a lot of us aren't even being taught enough to compete with those people, where they even kind of being taught at home different.
Across the board.
Yeah, it's like, because I think everything starts at home. Do you agree? I think they're being taught at home different, where they kind of even listen to what their parents say. So the Asian kids, we see all them Asian kids being doctors because they listen to what Daddy said. Daddy said if you're not going to school, he's cutting you off.
And there's a lot of pieces that the daddy said. It's the family orient. It's the push. It's what they're watching, the media, the television, the music. All of these things going towards it.
So do you think we're more indoctrinated than they are?
Of course.
Okay.
So, I love your channel. I love my studio. But between my studio and your channel, the average words that's used, you know this, we use what, maybe 100 words? Weave, trapping, you know what I mean, drilling, was popping, ops, cops, blocks, shooting, moving.
Right.